In a country like South Africa, where inequality levels are high, combined with low levels of labor market participation, social grants play an important role in supporting households to maintain minimum standards of living. The Department of Social Development is responsible for providing the social relief in the form of social grants to approximately 17 million poor, vulnerable, and marginalized beneficiaries. The department extended the mandate to disburse social grants to the South African Social Security Agency, otherwise known as SASSA. Currently, SASSA is responsible for distribution of 8 types of social grants, which have broad categories ranging from infant support, elderly, temporal financial relief, amongst others. The value of these social grants ranges from a minimum of 400 rands to a maximum of 1,700 rands per month. The model used by SASSA to meet its obligations is through the usage of Cash Pay Master Services, otherwise known as CPS. CPS has 3 methods of payments: direct transfers of money to commercial banking accounts of beneficiaries, cash payments at designated pay points, transfers to SASSA card empowered by Grindrod Banking. Like any other program with multiple role players, it is difficult to control, manage, and enforce accountability. This is also evident in the grant payment system, which involves a number of role players such as SASSA, CPS, and Grindrod Bank. Amongst all these role players, internal officials have managed to collude with external individuals with defrauding the system. The deficiencies in the systems are not limited to internal issues only, but also extend to the external environment. The system is prone to fraud such that an individual may register a social grant against a person who is deceased with the help of Home Affairs officials, or a person may obtain a fraudulent disability report issued by a corrupt health practitioner. On many occasions, the agency has failed to pay beneficiaries on time. There is a lack of efficient customer care services for beneficiaries experiencing problems. The current system of payments has high charges that depletes the balances of already poor beneficiaries. Mainstream banking and Grindrod banking has a weakness of enabling unauthorized debits. The current model of establishing satellite offices is expensive to run due to labor, infrastructure, and other operational costs. Furthermore, cash payments rendered at specific SASSA payment points have been vulnerable to a number of robberies. Elderly people are spending long hours in queues without proper seating infrastructure. The cost of outsourced payment services is placing a major burden on the fiscus of the department, which can be summarized as 45 rands per payment, to the equivalent of 765 million rands per annum. It is evident that the current system is not sustainable from a cost and efficiency perspective, and there is an unquestionable need to transform the payment of social grants. SASSA has recognized the deficiencies within the current payment system and has come up with a solution which is mainly based on managing payments in-house in conjunction with Treasury and SAPO. We argue, however, that the proposed system is still inadequate to address current challenges, as it is highly dependent on the banking sector, which attracts a number of costs per banking transaction. Further corruption and fraud issues will not be sufficiently addressed by the proposed system. In summary, the system proposed is a replica of the existing one. It is in this light that we would like to propose a complete transformation of the value chain by adopting blockchain technology that will disrupt the way SASSA conducts its business and address some of these cost inefficiencies and challenges. Blockchain is a decentralized, incorruptible digital ledger of economic transactions. It has the advantages of speed, optimizes data storage, records transactions in real time, it is transparent, it reduces transaction costs, and enhances security, amongst other things. We propose the use of blockchain, which is highly digitalized, in the following manner. Firstly, a beneficiary administration block needs to be created, which will serve the purpose of ensuring that qualified beneficiaries are indeed loaded for KYC purposes. The key stakeholders required in this block for authentication are the Departments of Home Affairs, Health, Labor, Social Development, and any other that may be deemed necessary in the future. The existence of all these stakeholders in the block will enable them to effect any changes on the beneficiary's personal information. For example, Home Affairs will be able to record death on the chain, which will be communicated to all stakeholders in the chain. This block will address the issues of fraud, corruption, and maladministration. The next block that needs to be created is the payment transaction block, which will consist of SASSA authorized officials who will initiate payments to beneficiaries and the beneficiaries to confirm receipt of the payment. The SASSA official will only be able to initiate payment to beneficiaries once they have received real-time confirmation and verification from the administration block on the eligibility of the beneficiary to receive or continue to receive the grant. Upon release of payments, the beneficiary then needs to locate the nearest retail chain of supermarkets, SASSA registered pay point vendors, or ATMs in order to access the payment. They will then be required to authenticate and then verify receipt of payment through biometric verification. Once the payment is verified, it will then be updated onto the ledger and a new payment block will be released and added onto the chain, and this will complete the payment. This block will eliminate issues of missed payments, unauthorized debits, overpayments, and underpayments. It will further reduce the crime factor associated with robberies at SASSA cash payment points, since there will be no need for lump sums of money to be carried by one vendor. Withdrawal of cash can be done at different points in time at the convenience of the beneficiary. It will also eliminate the need for elderly people to be standing in long queues. The beneficiary administration block will release a specific request to vendors to conduct home visits for beneficiaries that are physically unable to visit conventional vendors. In conclusion, a blockchain-based solution with its immutable ledger, ease of integration, and considerable lower operational and infrastructure costs is undeniably a better option for SASSA. It enables the seamless and secure exchange of information between different trusted entities. It can drive substantial reduction in processing costs, and it will create a common customer onboarding framework, making the entire process a lot more efficient and cost effective.